rocks the screen. She's a straight shooter, if you know what I mean. Dishing out the truth about the royal scene with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hitting hard with those altar bridge vibes. No sugarcoating, no false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despises. Yorkshire laughs with fire in her eyes. Stef don't play, she holds the line. Shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign. Fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line. Shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign. Fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line. Shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign. Fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. How are y'all doing? How has your week been so far? Shiz the freaking bed, you guys. We have got a lot to cover today. So let me show you what's coming up for the Daily Nerd Live for Sunday, the 23rd of November, 2025. First and foremost, Meghan Markle has been accused by Variety of stealing the dress. That $1,695 dress, nearly $1,700 dress that she's wearing in her Netflix promo. Has she actually been accused by Variety of stealing this dress? It sure looks that way. I've got the receipts. I'm going to show you guys shortly for the main topic for today's live stream. We're then going to get on to the second topic, and oh my goodness, this is one explosive Daily Nerd Live, because guys, I am bringing it to you guys today. Has Megxie finally been exposed as an alleged yacht girl by a dude called John Lefevre? Now, if I've mispronounced his last name, I do apologise. However, looking into his background, he's sounding legit. That's all I'm going to say. I went down this rabbit hole and shiz the freaking bed. You are not going to believe what I found. So that's going to be the second topic for today's live stream. Then we're going to get into the third topic for today's live. Prince Harry has lost a family title. as the rival royal replaces him. Which rival royal is this? Which title has Hazza actually lost? You're going to be surprised with that one. So that's going to be the third topic for today's live stream. And then the fourth one, you guys, well, that is entirely up to you. This is the bonus Hazza and Meg's story, and the way you guys can unlock it is by contributing to today's super chat goal, which is now live. So if we get 10 super chats in the next hour, then you guys get to unlock the bonus Hazza and Meg's story for today's live stream. Now, leaders, you just watched the leader-only stream that just finished. Shh. They know what the bonus one is. Shh. However, a hint for everyone else, it's about Megzy. It's about her brand as ever. It's about one of her products. And it's about whether she's broken the law or not. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O! So that is the bonus Hazza and Megzy story for today's live stream. And again, the only way you guys get to unlock that is if we get 10 super chats in the next hour. So special thank you to everyone that's been able to contribute to that goal so far. Let's have a look and give some thank yous before we jump into the first topic for today's live stream, the main topic. For those watching on the replay, usual, fast forward at this point 5-10 minutes and I will have started the first topic for today's live stream. With that being said, let's have a gander and see what you guys are saying in the live chat before we kick things off. Just give me a moment as I just have a gander. One moment, guys. Hang on. There we go. Just making a quick amendment there. All right, in we get. So, first and foremost, my goodness, Flapper27. Hearts in the chat for Flapper27 right now, because my goodness, that is an extremely generous sugar bucks there. Thank you so much for the $50 sugar bucks. Really appreciate it, mate. Saying, Steph, any news about the owner of Godmothers going in front of the council because of offering Megsy's wine for sale? No. I've been keeping an eye on this story and nothing really has come up since. We do know that Godmothers has a pending application for license to be able to sell alcohol on the premises, but that was pending, not that it was accepted. So since then, I've not heard anything, but I am still kind of like keeping tabs on it. So we'll see. Carol, thank you so much for gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say A up to our newest leader, courtesy of Carol. Also, Carol, thank you so much for that very, very generous $9.99 sugar bucks. Saying Megzy allegedly, Sticky Fingers, took a pair of Aquazura pumps from Reitman's, the Chanel dress from the Cut photo shoot, and now a green dress. I'm going to say desk then. What the hell? A green dress from the Variety photo shoot. Yeah. So, just wait. All right, just wait for the story that's coming up next. Just wait for that. Aussie Queen, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting wars and kicking them off. And she gifted a whopping 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say A up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Aussie Queen. And that takes us to a whopping 6 new leaders for today's stream. We're just 4 more away from getting to double figures, getting to 10 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to pick up that sword and shield and be like, this ain't how you do a gifting war. Oh, no. This is how you do a gifting war. Guys, we may soon find out. Aussie Queen again, thank you so much for the $2.99 sugar bucks, saying let's get this party started. Indeed. Carol, thank you so much for another kind sugar buck, saying Duchess Sticky Fingers has struck again. It sure looks like it. It sure looks like it. Also, as well, the Big SM. Hey up, Big SM in the chat. Thank you so much for the £5, should I say, sugar bucks, saying, Steph, none of the super chats under the value of $5 or £5 is showing us towards your targets. Some problems as last week with them not counting. I know. I don't know what was going on with YouTube. The week prior, it wouldn't let me set up the super chat goal at all, right? It wouldn't let me set it up at all. And then last week when it set it up, it counted some of the super chats towards the goal, but then not all of them. And I'm there thinking, excuse me, what the frick is going on here? I mean, I manually took like a count of them all, and then I shut down the goal once we got to 10. So I was able to, monitor it manually for you guys. But it does look like the goal is working now. But YouTube is working with its goal. So, fingers crossed, we don't go into that problem ever again. But there we go. Tashia Poundstone Show. Thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 11 months, saying, I don't know if you got my email. Yay, Steph. I will check afterwards. Thanks for letting me know. I've not seen an email from you, but it might have gone in my junk folder with Google, so I'll check there. Thank you very much for letting me know. Lisa Boo, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. Say much love and hit the like. Exactly. I can see here there's 246 of you watching right now. If you can't send any sugar bucks, no drama. That's absolutely fair enough. The least you can do, just take 1 second just to hit that like button, guys, because it helps massively with this channel and with the YouTube algorithm. Really, really does. That 1 second of you just clicking that like button has a massive positive effect for this channel and this community when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much to everyone that's hit that like button so far. 113 of you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Simone Jamila, thank you so much for the $9.99 sugar bucks, or the £9.99 sugar bucks. There we go, saying it's cold today. Tell me about it. We're definitely freaking in winter now. My goodness. Yeah. In the UK, definitely in Yorkshire, it's cold. We're icing up at this point. The gritters are out, the old freaking kit and caboodle. MPNG Creed Menace, thank you so much for the £2 sugar bucks, saying it's actually as never. Ooh, controversial. But yeah, pretty much is. Tater, thank you so much for jumping into today's gifting war, gifting a whopping 5 leaderships to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Tater 1, 2, 3. And oh my goodness, that takes us now to double figures and a whopping 11 leaders for today's live stream. Oh my goodness, that's insane. We're now just 4 more away from 15 new leaders for today's stream. So who else is going to pick up that sword and shield and be like, you know what? This ain't how you do a gifting war. Oh, no. This is how you do a gifting war. Who's going to respond to Top 1, 2, 3? Guys, we may soon find out. Chris Mills. Hey up, Chris, in the chat. Thank you so much for the £10 sugar bucks. Very kind of you, saying, Klepto Meg, the Fagin of Montecito. Indeed. And we've got LeBron carried a purse, 4408. Thank you so much for that very, very kind $5 sugar bucks. Very, very kind of you. No comment, just here's some sugar bucks. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. Before we jump into the first topic for today's live stream, I just want to remind you guys that yes, the Alterverse is expanding with a brand new 3rd channel. You guys know I'm a nerd in a variety of arenas, one of which is gaming. So thank you so much to all the Alter Nerds that have already made the jump over on Kick to support my gaming channel over there. My gaming channel is exclusively on Kick, where I game games like Zelda, Super Mario, Sonic, some of the best retro games as far as I'm concerned, as I gossip gaming and gossiping when it comes to Hazza, Megsy, and anything else really that's going on in the world. So big major thank you to everyone that's already made the jump over to Gaming Nerds exclusively on Kick. If you haven't done so already, please do so right now. If you're watching live on YouTube, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. If you're watching on X, Project Metal Music Head Mod, hey up mate, has shared it in the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, the link is in the description bar below. So again, thank you so much to everyone that is already supporting me over on Gaming Nerd. You guys are amazing. So thank you so much for that right now. With that being said, guys, shall we jump into the first topic for today's live stream? Oh yes, I think we shall. So let's get into it, because has Megsy been accused by Variety of stealing that nearly $1,700 dress that she's wearing in her Netflix promo? It sure looks like that way. So let's get into it, all right. So for those that have been living under a rock, okay, here's the article that's kicked it all off. Meghan Markle may have taken home items from high-profile Variety photo shoot. And so this nearly $1,700 designer dress that Megsy wore in a promo video for her upcoming Netflix Christmas special was the same one that she wore and allegedly stole from the Variety photo shoot that she did a couple of years ago. Now, this is according to a report from News Nation's Paula Froelich. And so we can see here in the promo, this is the dress in question that she's wearing in that Netflix promo, okay? The alleged stolen dress that she's wearing. And here is the very same green dress that she originally wore in her interview with Variety only a couple of years back. Now, this is the thing, right, guys? Back in 2024 on Andrew Gold's Heretics podcast, he had a guest on called Vanessa Grigoriadis, and if I've mispronounced her last name, I really do apologise. Now, she's a journalist, and she said the following about Megsy. Quote, I've since heard in a more recent photo shoot of Meghan's, there was also a lot of stuff that was not returned after Meghan wore it in a very high-profile photo shoot, strongly hinting that it was a Variety shoot, since that was Megsy's major last one at the time of this podcast appearance. Now, she's a journalist that may have worked for Variety here. And she's noted that sticky fingers at the end of a photo shoot is not unheard of. It does happen from time to time. She says, but what's shocking about hearing these kinds of alleged stories is that somebody who is living in a $15 million plus mansion in Montecito, who's just had $100 million deals, would care enough to take home some jewellery and clothes from a photo shoot that she can clearly afford. Now, this isn't the first time that Megsy's actually been accused of stealing. Here's a title here from Radar Online. Meghan Markle caught wearing an $8,000 Chanel dress from high-profile 2022 photo shoot after stealing allegations. And so here is Megsy originally wearing the Chanel tweed dress in the cut photo shoot for an interview with them back in 2022. And that cut interview is absolutely freaking infamous, right? Now, 3 years later, here's Megsy wearing that same dress for a date night. But let's go even further back, because Megsy has had alleged sticky fingers for like over 10 years, it seems. Because before she met Hazza, she was the model for Canadian department store Reitmans, and she allegedly stole a pair of shoes from one of the photo shoots with them. Here, according to author Tom Bauer, for his book Revenge, during a 2016 Reitmans photo shoot, Megsy allegedly took a pair of expensive Aquazzura heels that were not returned. And so the alleged incident was whilst filming an advertisement for the Canadian department store Reitmans. Megsy reportedly demanded a pair of high-priced Aquazzura heels for the photo shoot. She allegedly did not leave them behind with the wardrobe staff, and took them home instead. And the shoes in question were the Aquazzura Very Matilde crisscross suede pumps. And this is the thing, those shoes did not reappear until she announced her engagement to Hazza, as you can see in this photo right here. Here she is looking adoringly at Hazza. And as you scroll down, they're the shoes that allegedly she stole from Reitman's when she did the advertisement for them. As Tom Bower quoted a source right here in his book Revenge, where they said the following, to the surprise of the wardrobe staff, she forgot to leave behind the Aquazzura shoes. He wrote about how the former starlet walked off with the pricey pumps. And this is the thing, right? Is this all true? Because when you look at what Jean Mallux allegedly said, and he was one of the directors who directed Megxie on one of the Reitman's promos, he apparently said the following according to Tom Bower's book Revenge. So according to the book, Jean Mallux posted on Facebook that she, i.e. Megxie, is definitely the meanest person I've ever met. Just saying. There were arguments over one commercial filmed in Montreal in March 2016 after Megxie asked for changes to the script through a different director, then acknowledged the Duchess was right. Revenge quotes Megxie saying the following, "Seriously, this does not make sense. I'm a brash American, and if my name is going to be on something, I'm going to have my say." On March the 14th, the arguments reached their climax, Bower wrote. After ferocious exchange, a few script changes were made, only to be rejected by Megxie again. Another source saying she bulldozed her way through, complained one of the team. No one stood up to her, the book said. And so here, right, we have, many examples of Megxie allegedly stealing from various photo shoots in the past, i.e. Reitman's with the Aquazzura shoes and re-wearing them at the engagement announcement. Megxie then allegedly stealing again from the cut photo shoot with that Chanel dress and re-wearing it again recently during a date night. And now we have another example, right, guys? Megxie re-wearing this dress for her Netflix Christmas promo thingy, whatever the frick you want to call it, that she originally wore during her Variety photo shoot. And so the question is, did she allegedly steal this dress? Well, to be fair, it certainly looks like a reporter for Variety, allegedly, Vanessa Grigoriadis, and again, if I've mispronounced her name, I really do apologise, may be making that allegation as I showed you earlier on. Now, some of the reactions that are coming through on X, I've chosen 3 that really topped it for me. Queer Lips of Truth on X saying, did they just call her a thief? Sure looks like it to me. According to Taz says, just call her Duchess Sticky Fingers. Oh, I will. And we've got Link Lauren calling her Meghan Klepto Markle. So with that being said, after everything that I've shown you, do you guys believe that Megxie stole that green dress from the Variety photo shoot a couple of years ago and is now brazenly wearing it in her Christmas promo for her Netflix series thingamajiggy? I mean, what do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. We are not done with you guys yet. We're going to get on to the next topic, and this is freaking explosive. Has Megxie finally been exposed as an alleged yacht girl by a dude called John Lefevre? Now, I've looked into his background a little bit, and I've looked into his allegations, and I've gone down this rabbit hole, and whoo, what a rabbit hole that was. So, for those watching live, Oh, you do not want to go anywhere. Stay tuned. But if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. As I sneeze in the meantime, do you guys think... Oh my goodness, it's that time of year. What can I say, guys? Do you guys think that Megzy stole that green dress from the Variety photo shoot and re-wore it brazenly for that Netflix Christmas promo? What do you guys think? If you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, yeah, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat before we move on to the second explosive topic. Oh my goodness, it's been a while since we've discussed Megzy's alleged yacht girlness. Oh, it's come back with a vengeance. So we're going to get into that in a moment. Let's see. Grace Kirk says, I love Reitmans. I have quite a few pieces of clothing from them. Decent quality, good sale prices, not too far away from me. Oh, well, that's cool. That's really, really cool. What else are you guys saying? Let's have a gander. Michael Mencher, I'm really starting to really not like Megzy. Hello, everyone everywhere. Well, better late than never. Better late than never, mate. Koala Blues says, I doubt Tom Bower would accuse Megzy of something he isn't 100% about. And this is the thing when it comes to Tom Bower. He is absolutely on it when it comes to his research and what he writes. I mean, for me, Revenge by Tom Bower is essential reading when it comes to the misadventures of Hazza and Megzy. Like, all day long. All day long. So I definitely believe Tom Bower when it comes to his accusations in his book with this one. He does his research. And interestingly, he's not being sued. Just saying. Just saying, you guys. Shit the bed. Crag? Oh, dude. Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, mate. Shit the bed. That Good thoughts, good vibes to you, mate. Good thoughts and good vibes to you, mate. I'm telling you right now. I'm glad that they found it. And fingers crossed it all goes according to plan for you. Wow. And good vibes and thoughts to Nate the lawyer as well, my mate over on LawTube. Just got an update about an hour ago that he's gone back into hospital. He says nothing to be worried about, apparently, according to a mutual friend of ours, but yeah. Crag, yeah. Good thoughts and vibes to you, mate. I hope it goes all according to plan for you. I really, really do. Let's look at a couple more comments before we jump into the second topic for today's live stream. Just give me a moment, guys. Let's have a look what you're saying. Yeah, so Eileen Thomas says, definitely looks like a same dress. Definitely looks like it to me, doesn't it? Koala Blue says, yup, she lifted those items for sure. Head Mod Project Metal Music, thank you so much for sharing my brand new third channel. If you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you support the expansion of the Alterverse and subscribe to my third channel exclusively on Kick. It's my gaming channel. You guys know I love to game, and so this is where I'm doing it exclusively on Kick. If you're watching live on YouTube, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. If you're watching on the replay, it's in the description bar below, and if you're watching on X, Head Mod has kindly shared it in the chat for you guys. So thank you so much to everyone that's already supporting me over there. I appreciate your faces. Thank you so much. I go live a few times a week on that channel, and I get to play some of my favourite games and gossip. So it's gaming and gossiping, guys. And one thing that I'm looking at doing is playing like the weirdest like Steam games I can find. Play like the weirdest Steam game I can find. Like that's the thing I'm playing with at the moment. So I'm probably gonna do that. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. See. Toshia Poundstone. Oh my goodness. I was in a second accident within 2 months. I'm so sorry to hear that. Shiz the bed, dude. How are you doing now? Oh, I'm so sorry, love. We're all going through the wars, aren't we, at this point? Shiz the freaking bed. With that being said, guys, let's jump into the second topic for today's live stream. And yeah, this one is absolutely explosive. The Yacht Girl allegations, oh, they are resurfacing. And yeah, you're going to be surprised where they're coming from now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because has Meghan Markle finally been exposed as an alleged yacht girl by a dude called John Lefevre? Now, if I've mispronounced his last name, I do apologise, but here's the post on X that's reignited the rumours of Megsy allegedly being a yacht girl back in the day, okay? Now, this is all opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions. But John is coming out and saying it straight. Meghan Markle is a yacht girl. That's what he's saying. All right? Now, I would say Megsy is allegedly a yacht girl. There are rumours that she was a yacht girl in the past, not proven. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions. I've got to be very, very clear on that, right, guys, as you can appreciate. But he's coming out and just saying it, that she is one. He then says she's one missed DM and a diamond necklace away from having been Jolo's girlfriend. Now, again, if I've mispronounced his first name there, this Jolo person, again, I apologise. Then saying, and after she ended up with the wrong prince, she had her Dubai pictures scrubbed from the internet. Now, you guys might be thinking, hang on a minute, who the hell is John Lefevre? And why would I be reporting on this, right? Well, firstly, this tweet's gone viral. Right, this post on X has gone viral. 187,000 views and freaking counting. Now, who is John? So here, Grokkipedia says that John is a British-born American author, a former investment banker and social media personality, best known for creating and anonymously operating the Twitter account GS Elevator from 2011 to 2014. Which satirised overheard conversations and excesses in Wall Street culture, amassing hundreds of thousands of followers before his identity was revealed. Born in the UK and raised in rural Texas after moving there as a child, Lefevre attended school on the US East Coast before launching his finance career straight out of college by joining the Salomon Brothers in New York, which had been acquired by Citigroup in '97. Over the next several years, he worked as a bond syndicate executive for Citigroup across New York, London, and Hong Kong, where he gained a reputation for bold deal pricing and effective salesmanship in fixed income markets. So, this John Lefebvre right here, yeah? He's not just a no one, right? This dude is a somebody, yeah? He's got over 183,000 followers on X, and he's a well-known and well-respected financier. Dude knows his shiz. And so going back to his post here, right? My next question, other than who is John, is who the hell is this Jolo? Or however you want to pronounce his name, right? The man Megzi allegedly missed out as an alleged yacht girl on a meeting to potentially marry him, allegedly just for his money, right? Well, yeah, this gets worse, right? I told you this was a freaking rabbit hole and a half. Dudes, I went down this rabbit hole. This is insane. If what John is saying is right, this is nuts with a capital freaking N, right? This is Jolo, right? The dude that Megzi allegedly missed out on being the girlfriend and potentially marrying as an alleged yacht girl, according to John. This Jolo is a Malaysian fugitive. He's a fugitive. A Malaysian fugitive. At the centre of the 1MDB corruption scandal that funded the Leonardo DiCaprio film, The Wolf of Wall Street. And apparently he's hiding in China. This dude apparently was the mastermind behind the embezzlement of at least $4.5 billion. Not talking million, we're talking billions here. From this Malaysian development fund, much of which was used to buy luxury real estate across the US plus a private jet and a super yacht. He also managed to use the finances to ingratiate himself into Hollywood circles, most notably becoming close with Leonardo DiCaprio, which, of course, he then starred in 2013's The Wolf of Wall Street film. And in 2016, in the US, the Department of Justice alleged that film, The Wolf of Wall Street, had been financed by Jolo using stolen Malaysian money. Which, by the way, DiCaprio thanked Lo in his Golden Globes acceptance speech in 2014. Now, very, very important to note here, yeah, that Leonardo DiCaprio is completely innocent. There is no sniff of impropriety at his end. That there is no evidence that he knew that the money that Jolo was bringing to the table was dirty or anything like that, right? Very, very important for me to point that out. But dude, this apparently is the man that Megzi missed out on as an alleged yacht girl, according to John. Now, I'd say that Megzi definitely missed a bullet there, if I'm going to be fair here and keep it 100. But going back to John's post here on X, I broke it down even further because I was like, I don't think this is the end of the rabbit hole here. Let's go further down. Because he alludes to the notion that Jolo did find a yacht girl to be his girlfriend in the end. So who could that have allegedly be, right? Because he says here, she's one Miss DM and diamond necklace away from having been Jolo's girlfriend. Which means that potentially that DM and diamond necklace went to someone else. And so when Googling who is Jolo's wife, this came up on Google with two names, Miranda Kerr and Elva Hasayo. And if I've mispronounced Elva's last name, again, I apologise. And so here, Google says, Jolo does not have a publicly known wife. He has had public relationships with individuals, including Taiwanese singer Elva Hasayo and model Miranda Kerr, who we know had a relationship with Orlando Bloom back in the day, and they share a child and all that malarkey, right? And so Lowe dated Elva, the Taiwanese singer, from 2010 to 2012, and he briefly dated Miranda Kerr back in 2014. And so first and foremost, when I Google, is Elva Sayo a yacht girl, this comes up. Elva Sayo is renowned Taiwanese singer-songwriter, recognised as one of the 4 little divas of Mando pop. She is not known as a yacht girl. The term appears to stem from association with Malaysian financier Zhou Lo, a central figure in that financial scandal I mentioned earlier on. So for Elva, no, not known as a yacht girl. The only association with that was her association with Zhou Lo, but that's it, right? Now, it gets more interesting when I ask the same question for Zhou Lo's other reported past girlfriend, Miranda Kerr. Because I found this rumour popping up that Emily Ratajkowski, otherwise known as Emrata, model and whatever, right, had allegedly called out Miranda Kerr on TikTok for being a yacht girl. But this is the thing, and let me be very clear on this and keeping this balanced. Because when I dig deeper into this and I'm like, okay, where is this TikTok video? I couldn't find it. I couldn't find this TikTok video. And I could not find any credible sources proving that Emrata publicly called out Miranda Kerr as a yacht girl. So the waters are pretty murky there, to coin a phrase. Was Miranda Kerr a yacht girl or not? There's a rumour, but there's no evidence behind it. No proper evidence to really confirm that rumour's true, okay? So let me be very, very clear on that. And so the best that we can come up with here is that, yeah, Zhou Lo may have had a history of dating yacht girls. And Megxie could have allegedly been one of them, as John alleges right here. And this isn't the first time that Megxie has actually been accused of allegedly being a yacht girl. Because here's an allegation that was made all the way back in 2021. Thanks to Fee Button on X for sharing this one. Now, it was published by Anonymous. This was April 1st, 2021. Saying Meghan is being called a yacht girl because a witness who worked with her came forward to confirm she was, in fact, a yacht girl. Now, again, this is all alleged. Rumours, conspiracy theory, whatever. The eyewitness that worked with Meghan Markle is named Christopher Jones. Christopher Jones himself was a yacht boy. He gave a first-hand eyewitness account of Meghan being a former, and we'll just say yacht girl, allegedly. It literally doesn't get any worse than that. It was this eyewitness coming forward that really cemented Megxie's fate. For the rest of her life, she's going to be known as an alleged, I'm going to have to say here again, yacht girl. And we know this rumour is true. How? Because she hasn't sued. So people are saying that this rumour is true because no one's been sued over this allegation. That's the theory behind it. She can only pray that more of her co-workers don't come forward. Either way, she's doomed. Nothing is erased on the internet and too many people know. One way or another, it will all come out in the end. So, this is the thing. Here, right, is allegedly, thanks to the fake Duchess on X here, is allegedly a picture of Megxie on one of these alleged yachts as an alleged yacht girl. And so going around full circle here, when we think about it, is John's allegations true? When I give you all this information, right, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, you do your own research, you come to your own conclusions. Knowing now who John is, his background, knowing who Joel Lowe is and his background, and his previous girlfriends, and his links to the yacht girl scene, this, that, and the other, and Meg's alleged links to the yacht girl scene, and people in the past also making allegations of her being an alleged yacht girl, this, that, and the other, right? And now you've got the likes of John literally saying this. I mean, what do you guys think? Is this just further evidence for you guys that you believe that she was one back in the day or not? What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. We're going to get on to the third explosive story for today's Daily Nerd. If you thought that story was explosive, wait for this one, because Prince Harry has lost a family title as a rival royal has replaced him. Which title has he lost? Which rival royal has replaced him? You're going to be very, very surprised at this one. So for those watching live, stay exactly where you are on YouTube and X. But if you haven't done so already, for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome, make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's if you're watching on the replay. What do you guys think to John's allegations right here? Do you believe him? What do you guys think? Those watching on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. For those watching on the replay, thank you so, so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that's the second story for today's live stream. We're going to get into the third one in a moment. Special shout out to everyone that's watching on X right now live. Hey up, guys, how's it going? Please make sure, if you haven't done so already, you are following me on here at Stef Alter Nerd for more videos and more live streams on the misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Hey up to Mountain Gal 2023 that's chatting to me right now over there on X in the live chat, asking, is Megsy paying taxes on her gifts? Is she reporting them as in-kind income? Same with all the flights. I'm sure there is a opinion conspiracy theory or whatever, some higgledy-piggledy going on there with her taxes, and it's somehow going through the charity arm of her situation. I don't know. I got a funny feeling. Who knows? Who knows? But when it comes to Megsy, I smell a lot of dodginess. I mean, what do you guys think? Tater Tot 123, thank you so, so much for that very, very kind super chat sticker. Oh, it's a very cute little smiley face there. I love it. Thank you so, so much. And Lynn Mitzi, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying, I ruined a sugar's day by sending some sugar bucks Stef's way. And that's exactly how you guys can do it. If you want to ruin a sugar's day, oh my goodness, you have so many ways to be able to do it. If you want to ruin a sugar's day, you can send some sugar bucks my way. If you want to ruin a sugar's day, then you can send some thumbs up likes my way on this stream. And if you really want to ruin a sugar's day, not only would you like this, but make sure you subscribed my way as well here on Stef The Alter Nerd on YouTube or on X. But yeah, Lynn Mitzi, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. With that being said, let's jump into the next explosive topic for today's live stream, because yes, Prince Harry has lost a family title as a rival royal has replaced him. Which title has he actually lost, and which rival royal are we talking about here? This one's going to surprise you guys, and if you've guessed it already, whoo, you're really good at this one. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Prince Harry has lost a family title as a rival royal has replaced him. Which family title has he lost? Which is the rival royal we're talking about here? You guys, I don't think you're going to guess this, so without further ado, here's the story right here. Reported by The Express, Prince Harry loses family title as other royal steps in to replace him. Prince Harry once held a fun family title when he was still on good terms with the royal family. But since his departure in 2020, another royal had to step in. Now, Hazza, before he left, was known as the fun uncle. That was the family title he had, sharing a close relationship with Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, his niece and nephews. But he left, and who's taken the family title of fun uncle? And which is the rival royal that's replaced him? None other than Mike Tindall, the husband of Zara Tindall, who we know is the daughter of Princess Anne. Mike is known to share a close bond with Prince Louis, Princess Charlotte, Prince George, and their sweet relationship is always obvious when they make joint appearances. Body language expert Judy James has commented on how Prince George relies on Mike Tindall, saying George's original fun uncle and adult playmate did that infamous bolt to the US, leaving a huge Harry-shaped gap in the young boy's life that Mike has more than filled. She added, Mike is the fun uncle everyone needs. But in case of Prince George, whose destiny is all about duty and responsible behaviour, Mike's presence in his life is completely invaluable. Now, we know from previous reports that the Tindalls do not support Hazza and Megxi. And Mike Tindall seemed to have spoken out against Megxi in the past, contradicting her, essentially calling her a liar. Now, I reported on this back in the day, and I know a lot of your favourite Megxiteer channels did the same as well. And so here we go. Mike Tindall issues rare statement after subtle dig at Meghan Markle. Now, this was reported towards the end of last year, beginning of this year. And so he wrote in his book, The Good, the Bad and the Rugby Unleashed, believe it or not, marrying into the royal family was pretty easy for me. They were always nice to me, and I was always nice to them. Simple, really. Describing the relationship with the royal family, saying it's a very close family who loved each other dearly. And this is essentially calling out Megxi for a lot of us, right? Because it's completely contradicting what Megxi claimed to the royal family in that damn 2021 Oprah Winfrey interview, where she said, that the monarchy is racist, that they're not loving or kind enough, that they don't hug, blah, 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 right? That they weren't even welcoming towards her. Mike Tindall is saying completely different, saying they were totally welcome towards him and they're a loving, close-knit family. Now, Zara and Mike Tindall do have the power to actually contribute to destroying Hazza and Megxi in America. I remember reporting on this last year, guys. Prince Harry and Meghan's rivals, Zara and Mike Tindall, have major advantage over the couple, as they've been branded more marketable than Hazza and Megxi. And so, speaking to the Mirror, Jane Owen, celebrity PR expert and founder of Jane Owen PR, said Hollywood loves royalty and that Zara and Mike can take advantage of that interest and attention. She said if their team knows what they're doing, they could potentially become even more popular in time than Meghan and Harry, because they don't have to combat the negative publicity and the mistakes they've made to regain trust and momentum. And then, they're saying that Zara and Mike are more marketable than Hazza and Megxi, saying Zara and Mike are sports stars in their own right. so have more cachet than other members of the royal family. Because Hazard and Megxie are basically just famous for being royals, right? Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, monetizing on their royal status, their titles, all that lot, right? Now, Zara and Mike Tyndall, yes, they are part of the royal family. Zara is daughter to Princess Anne. However, Zara doesn't have a title, right? And Zara, in her own right, is successful as a sports star, just like Mike Tyndall. So they're more authentic, they're more down to earth, they're more relatable, they're more likable as a result, compared to Hazard and Megxie, who are basically, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, just trying to dine off of their titles and their royal links and monetize off of that. You see where I'm coming from there? And so Giles Kenningham, founder of PR and public affairs consultancy Trafalgar Strategy, and former number 10 head of press. And from the American Alter Nerds out there, number 10 is essentially government, our UK government. He was head of press of our UK government at one point. He turned around and says, they both have big followings. Mike with his podcast and Zara with her question career, so have more credibility than others. They're often pictured out with their children and seem more like a normal family than a royal one, making them relatable and marketable. Harry and Meghan have become somewhat tarnished, which makes them the premier royal couple when it comes to deals. But I suppose, though, before Zara and Mike Tyndall consider destroying them in America, they're looking to do this closer to home now, with Mike replacing Harry and taking that family title away from Hazard, becoming the fun uncle to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. You guys have been able to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megxie story for today's live stream. And oh my goodness, this is a doozy. Has Meghan Markle broken the law by mislabeling her as ever champagne? Oh, this was another rabbit hole I went down. You will not believe what I found. So for those watching live, whether on YouTube or on X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, and for those on the replay, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you think to Mike Tyndall taking that family title away from Prince Harry and now being known as the fun uncle to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis? What do you guys think to that? If you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are, but for those on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces, and until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the third topic for today's live stream. We're just going to go straight into, guys, the bonus Hazard and Megxie story. And yeah, this was another rabbit hole that I went down on this weekend. Has Meghan Markle broken the law by mislabeling her as ever champagne? What the deuce is going on? You're not going to believe what I found. So let's jump into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because has Meghan Markle broken the law by mislabeling her as ever champagne? What the deuce is going on here? Now, snaps and claps goes to this user on X at Peleni1 for actually putting me on this path down the rabbit hole and says the following. Merkel breaking the trademark laws again. If it wasn't made in Champagne, France, it's illegal. And technically, that's true. So here, Champagne Noir refers to the Méthode Champenoise, and if I've mispronounced the French stuff, I apologise. I am not French. I am Yorkshire and Italian. But even when I try and speak Italian, even when I try and speak English, my pronunciation sometimes is absolutely shocking. So French, yeah, not got a hope in freaking hell. I failed French for a reason. I mean, come on, guys. Anywho, now this is a traditional method for making sparkling wine, but it's now legally restricted to be called champagne for wines that are only made in the Champagne region of France, right? So elsewhere, you've got to label the bottle as either the traditional method or the method traditionnelle. And so when we look at this right here, yeah, we see that it's the as ever bottle. Méthode Champenoise. Thing is, though, the geographical location on the label is not France. It's not Champagne in France. No. It's Napa Valley 2021. And so reading this bit here from Peleni1, I thought, you know what? Let me dig into this a little bit further. Let's really expand on what this law is all about. And shiz the bed. On the face of it, what Megxie has done here potentially could be illegal. Why? Yes, it is illegal to label a product Méthode Champenoise if it was made in the USA, because I Googled, is it illegal to call a product Méthode Champenoise if it was made in America, if it was made in the USA? And Google says, yes, it is illegal to label a bottle Méthode Champenoise if it's made in the USA, which here it clearly is stating it is. Napa Valley 2021. It's Napa Valley, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, is in the USA. Definitely ain't next door to me in France. That is for damn certain. And the reason why it's illegal to call a product Méthode Champenoise if it's made anywhere else in the world other than in France Champagne is because the term is now protected under international trade agreements, primarily for wines from the Champagne region of France. The European Union and many other countries, including America, including the United States, have agreed to protect the term champagne and Méthode Champenoise to prevent consumer deception. So why is this term protected? The term champagne is exclusively reserved for sparkling wine that is produced in the Champagne region of France according to specific rules. And a 2006 trade agreement between the US and the EU prohibits new American wineries from using the name champagne or Méthode Champenoise. And the regulations aim to ensure that consumers are not misled and can accurately identify the product's origin and the authenticity of what they are buying. Now, sparkling wine made in the USA can only be labelled as sparkling wine, which we're not seeing here. This is a wine made in America, Napa Valley 2021, but it's not called sparkling wine, it's called Méthode Champenoise. Now, this is the bit where we went even further down the rabbit hole on this. Because at the bottom here, it says the following. Some older American brands that used the term champagne before 2006 were grandfathered in, but must include their geographic origin. So what that means is, if you have a winery, if you have a company that produces the wine and before 2006, you were in America and you were producing sparkling wine in America, calling it champagne, this, that, and the other, then if you have that history of calling your sparkling wine champagne prior to 2006, then you're still allowed to call it that up until this point because you're grandfathered in, yeah? But this is the thing, right? We know that Meg's brand As Ever was launched this year. And not before 2006. So Meg's brand As Ever is not grandfathered in, is not the exception to the rule there. But I thought, you know what? Let's go further down the rabbit hole here. Let's take that out of the equation because we know Meg's and her brand As Ever is not creating this quote unquote champagne, right? We know, just like all of her other products, she's outsourcing it to another company, right? That makes it for her and just sticks her label on it. Yeah? Now, Googling which manufacturer is creating Meghan Markle's champagne for her As Ever brand, this came up. Meghan Markle's lifestyle brand As Ever has released a sparkling wine in collaboration with a specific Napa Valley winery, which is reportedly the Fair Winds estate. The wine is a 2021 vintage Napa Valley brew produced using the traditional Méthode Champenoise. So, digging into the Fair Winds estate, I found out that it's been called other names in the past, okay? So, the winery itself, where Fair Winds estate is based, was actually opened all the way back in 1969. And it was originally called the Calistoga Winery. Then in 1979, it was bought out again and it was renamed the Cuvazon. And if I've mispronounced that, I apologise. It wasn't until 2015 that it was bought out again and is now known the name that it's at now, which is Fair Winds Estate. So, the estate overall, the winery overall, right, has been active prior to 2006, where the rule is that some American brands that use the term champagne before 2006 were grandfathered in. But if you're going to call it champagne, you've got to include your geographic origin on the bottle label, right? So when I looked into the original winery of Calistoga that was opened back in 1969, I found out that yes, indeed, they did make champagne and used the method champenoise to do so. Now, in 1979, when they were bought out by Cuvazon, I was like, okay, well then did they continue making this champagne? They didn't. They didn't. It wasn't until 2015 that it was bought again and renamed to Fair Winds Estate, where they're now producing champagne again under their Method Champagne label, right? And so the question here, right, is has Megxie and her brand As Ever broken the law by potentially mislabeling one of her products as Method Champenoise when the champagne wasn't created and produced in France, in Champagne, but was created and produced in the USA, in Napa Valley, where the rules clearly state that unless it's created in France Champagne, you can't call sparkling wine champagne. The only loophole is if the US winery in question created and called their product champagne prior to 2006, which the original winery, Calistoga, did back in 1969, but Cuvazon, who took over in 1979, stopped production of it. You see where I'm coming from here? So going back to where we're at now with Fair Winds Estate, has Megxie and her branders ever broken the law by mislabeling one of her products as Méthode Champenois? So for me, do you know what? The jury's out on this one. Because, to be honest, the original winery, Calistoga in 1969, as I explained, did produce champagne. Called it champagne and labelled Méthode Champenois based on my research that I found, right? But since then, new wineries have taken over. The one in 1979, Calistoga, they stopped producing champagne. But then in 2015, Fair Winds Estate, they started to produce champagne again and labelling their bottles as such. So, would Fair Winds Estate be treated as a new entity, unable to label their product as champagne? Or would they be treated as the same entity as Calistoga, the original winery, and be able to take advantage of that grandfathered rule that I mentioned? I mean, they do seem to be following that grandfather rule by labelling the wine as Méthode Champenois, but underneath confirming its geographic origin, which in this case is Napa Valley. I mean, this is a grey area because the original company that owned the winery started to make champagne, labelled it as champagne, right? Prior to 2006 when this new rule came in. 1979, they get bought out. A new company takes over the winery. They stop making champagne. It's not until 2015 that the current owners come in and then start making champagne again and labelling it as champagne. So are they able to label it as champagne because they're technically grandfathered in? Because the original winery back in 1969, Calistoga, made champagne, used the Méthode Champenois to do so and labelled their bottles as such? Or are they not allowed because either they're treated as a new entity, a new company, after 2006, after the new rules came in that says you can only label it as champagne if it comes from France, from the Champagne region? Are they excluded from being allowed to label it as Méthode Champenois? Because Cuvée, who took over in 1979, stopped production of champagne? And no champagne then was released by Cuvée from that winery from 1979 all the way up to at least 2015. So years after the new rule came in 2006. That you can only label it as champagne if it comes from France Champagne region. You see where I'm coming from there? This is a little bit of a grey area. So, are they breaking the law or not? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend here, right? What do you guys think? So with that being said, those watching live, whether on YouTube or on X, exactly where you are, I'm not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, do make sure for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome, you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd, like, share. And for those watching on the replay, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Based on everything that I've given you, all the information, the rabbit hole I went down on. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think they're breaking the law or not? Now, at a push, right, you really had to force an answer out of me. I have to admit, I don't think so. It's a bit of a grey area on this one, given the history of this winery estate and whatnot. But I don't think so. I think the owners of this winery surely would know the legalities of when they can call it champagne and when they can't, right? You got to think that they've got to know that, yeah. What do you guys think? Again, it's a bit dodgy, a bit of grey area. What do you guys think? Those watching on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those on the replay, thank you so, so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was your bonus Harry and Meghan story for today's live stream. Thank you so, so much to everyone that was able to contribute towards today's Super Chat goal. I really, really appreciate your faces. For those that don't know, guys, before we leave, I do have a brand new channel exclusively on Kick. It's called Gaming Nerds. I do go on there a few times a week for gaming and gossiping. Gaming some of my favourite retros, from Sonic the Hedgehog to Mario to Zelda and more. Even Pokemon. I love a bit of Pokemon. I am going to delve into some of the wacky and weirder games on the internet, so do stay tuned for that whilst I discuss the misadventures of Hazza, Megsy, and anything else that catches me eye. So a big major thank you to all the alter nerds that have already made the jump over to Kick to support me on that platform over there. You guys know, especially all the OGers, I am a nerd in a variety of ways, one of which is gaming. I love my games. I love my Nintendo Switch. So yeah, do not miss out. Make sure you head on over to my third channel exclusively on Kick. For those watching live, it's pinned right at the top of the live chat. For those watching live on X, Head Mod Project Metal Music has popped it in the live chat for you guys, and if you're watching on the replay, it's in the description bar below. And I'm just gonna spam the chat a few more times because it's my channel and I'll spam if I want to, spam if I want to, spam if I want to. So there you go. Gaming Nerds is live. So yeah, guys, make sure you make the jump over there. Thank you so much to everyone that has so far. Let's see what you guys are saying. A couple of your comments before we end today's live stream. Wendy Marino says, does reselling the winery carry over the grandfather clause? And that's basically what I was asking. But you posed the question better than me. You really did. Exactly. Does reselling the winery carry over the grandfather clause? This is a proper grey area, I think. A real grey area. I gotta think that the owners of this winery, this Fairweather, whatever the frick you want to call it, will know that they're Gucci and calling it champagne. In other words, why would they call something champagne if legally they can't? They're setting themselves up for a world of freaking pain if they did that. Surely, right? It's a bit like... you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Loves Purple and Puppy says, need to look into the trademarks of both. If Fairwinds has included champagne, then I'd guess yes. Maybe. Sarge, though, exactly. I bet it was as shitty as the wine itself. Exactly. Let's see. Joe Bonet says, that's not a grey area, that's charcoal grey. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Lisa Boo says, why am I hearing the Judas Priest song Breaking the Law, LOL? Well, it's better to have that in your head. I know loads of songs that could be worse, all right, for you. So, decent track indeed. Boot says, Lisa, I heard the same song. You guys crack me up. You really do. Oh, my goodness. Michael says, your own personal spam cam. Yes, it's my channel and I'll spam if I want to. Hang on. Let me do it again. All right, 3, 2, 1. It's my channel and I'll spam if I want to. Spam if I want to. Spam if I want to. It's my channel, so I'll spam if I want. Yeah, I'm really shit at singing. I know. There you go. Let's have a look. A couple more. So Boots says, Steph, she thinks laws don't apply to her. Yeah. Tell me about it. You guys are laughing at that tune and what I'm doing here. I love it. On that bombshell, guys, yeah, I'm off. It's nearly 11:30. It's basically, I'm nearly 30 minutes away until the next day starts here in the UK. So I'm going to bed. I'm going to remind myself that sleep exists. So big, massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in live today or on the replay. You've got this far. Bloody hell. Thank you so much. Thanks so much to everyone watching on YouTube and on X. Thank you so much to everyone that's kept me company on YouTube and X in the live chat. I appreciate your faces. Thank you so much to everyone that's hit that like button for today's stream. Thank you so much to everyone that's subscribed, that's a new subscriber to our Alter Nerd tribe, whether here on YouTube or on X. Appreciate all your faces. Special thank you to those that were able to contribute towards today's super chat goal, sent super chat stickers and jumped into today's gifting wars. You guys have been very generous, so thank you so much for that. Enjoy the rest of the week wherever you are in the world. I hope next week is just as awesome for you. And yeah, until the next time, you guys. Laters.